Hello everyone, I'm Uppal and I'm presenting this video tutorial on the creation of B tree. Here, we'll take an example and step by step analyze creation of the tree. Before beginning the creation, let's take a quick review of the algorithm that we'll be following throughout this tutorial. Note that you may not understand this algorithm right now, but you'll get it clear as we'll proceed with the example. So, let's proceed with the algorithm. Step 1. Insert every element from the list to the node until it is full. Step 2. Once it is full, split the nodes into two nodes and then distribute the keys equally among the next nodes. Step 3. From each node, promote the highest element to the parent node. And step 4. Continue the process until the list is complete. Theoretically speaking, the algo is over, but let us now learn it through an example. So from now onwards, we'll be applying this algorithm to our examples. So let's create the tree using the letters shown on the screen. Here, in this example, we have kept the order to be 4. Now, you might be thinking, what is this order? So, let me explain that. In simple language, order of the node represents the maximum number of elements that could be accommodated in a single node. That is, in this example, we'll see that in any node, the maximum number of elements will be 4. So, I think let's begin the creation of the tree now. See the steps. Step 1. First, take the first 4 alphabets. Why we are taking the first 4 alphabets? Because the order is 4. As we have seen that in the first step of our basic algorithm, it says that insert every element from the list to the node until it is full. So we'll take the first 4 elements C, S, D and T and keep them or put them in the node. Then we have to rearrange these letters in the ascending order. So we'll get C, D, S and T. Now the first step is over. Let's come to the insertion of A. See, the order is 4, so there is no space left in the parent node to accommodate A. Hence, there is a requirement for the split. Note carefully in the slide how the split has occurred. During the split, we have divided the node into two equal nodes and we have distributed the keys equally among these nodes. Now, the tree has grown to another level. Now the level of the tree is 1. That is, the maximum level is 1. At level 1, we are seeing two nodes containing CD and the second one containing S and T. Now we have to promote the maximum element of each node in the parent node. That is, in the first node, the maximum element is D. It will find its place in the parent node. Similarly, in the second node, the maximum element is T, so it will find its place in the parent node. After the node split has occurred, we see that there is space in the child nodes to accommodate A. So now we'll perform the insertion operation. The point now which rises is at which position or at which child we should insert A. Now I'll discuss an algorithm which we will be following throughout the creation. First, go to the parent node. See, in the parent node we have two elements D and T. Compare A with both. At the first comparison, we see that A is less than D. Friends, do you remember that we have in the previous step only we have promoted the highest element of each node to the parent node? Now we will be applying the reverse of this approach to find the position for the insertion, right? If A is less than D, that means A has to be accommodated in the node of which the highest element is D. So we'll go to the node pointed by the element D. Friends, one more thing to remember is that though we have not explicitly mentioned here or explicitly defined here that the elements will contain the address, but indeed in the computer system we'll be using or defining the data structure in such a form that in a node the element will contain the letter also and also the address of its child node. So now we'll come to the level 1. We have decided that A will come in the leftmost child node because A is less than D, so the leftmost child node is pointed by the D. In that node we have C and D. Since A is less than C and D, so it will acquire the leftmost position. So our insertion of letter A is complete. Now let's begin step 3. Now our task is to insert M. The same algorithm will follow. Go to the parent node, compare M with each. Here M is greater than D but less than T. Since it is less than T, so it will find its position in the node pointed by the T. The T points in the rightmost node which contains S and T. Go to that level. Now compare M with S and T. Since M is less than S and T, so in that node M will acquire the leftmost position. Now come to step 4. In this step you have to insert P. Following the same algorithm, go to the parent node, compare T with each element. P is greater than T, less than T, so it will come in the node pointed by the T at the first level. So we'll go to the node containing MST. There we'll compare P again with the elements. It is greater than P and less than S and T, so we'll accommodate it there. You can see in the slide where we have inserted. Then step 5, insertion of 5. Note, this is an important step. You have to really be careful in this step. Following the previous algorithm, we see that logically I has to come in the rightmost node before M. Right? Why? Because I is less than T and greater than T, so it will greater than D, so it will be pointed, so it will be accommodated. It has to be accommodated in the node pointed by the T, but the point is that this node is already full. It is already containing the 4 elements M, P, S and T. There is no space in it. So there is the requirement of the node split. Carefully look at the split. In the node MPST, we will split the node into 2 equal nodes. One will contain MP and the other will contain ST. After the split, we can see the insertion of I. Now, after the split has occurred, there is room for I, so we'll easily insert it. The arrow position is showing the position of the insertion of I. Now come to step 6. Insert B. Following the same algorithm, first go to the parent node, compare B, and the first element of the parent node is D, and B is less than D, so B will come in the child pointed by the D. Come to the next level, to the node pointed by D. It contains A, C and D. Since B is greater than A and less than CD, so the position of the B will be as shown in the slide. See the arrow position. Friends, now come to step 7. In this we have to insert W. For insertion, again same algorithm. Go to the parent node. It contains D, P and T. W is greater than P and less than T. So as usual, we'll go to the node pointed with a T, that is the greatest element. That node is containing S and T. Now compare W with these two elements. Since W is greater than both, so it will become the third element or the rightmost element till now of this node. Since it is the greatest element, it has to be promoted to the child node. So W will replace T in the child node. See the slide and the movement of the arrow, you will come to know. After this, the next is the insertion of N. Insertion of N is simple as usual. You go to the parent node, it contains D, P and W. N is greater than D and less than P. So we'll go to the node pointed by the P. It contains I, M and P. Now compare N with the elements of this node. N is greater than I, N is greater than M, but N is less than P. So N will now become the third element of that node. As usual, simple. Now come to the insertion of G. Yeah, this is a crucial step, you have to note. We'll again go to the parent node, compare G with them. G is greater than D and less than P. So where it will go? It will go to the child pointed with the P, right? Now the point to be noted is that the child already contains 4 elements, I, M, N and P. And according to our question, the order is set to 4. We can't exceed the order. So there is a requirement of the split. Note the split. The position where the split will occur is shown by the arrow. See, the arrow is pointing towards the in between space of M and N. So we'll split it there. By splitting means, again I am repeating, we'll divide this middle node into the 2 equal nodes and distributing the keys equally. So we'll get the new tree structure as shown in the slide. Right? Now we are having 4 child nodes. Okay. Now come to the insertion of G. See, G will be inserted at the position pointed with the arrow. Till now, you are very well acquainted with why it has to come there. Anyhow, I'll repeat that. See, D is less than G and M is greater than G. So come to the child pointed by the M. There we have I and M, right? Since G is less than both I and M, G will occupy the leftmost position of that node. See, the one point you have to note here is that when G comes, of that node. See, when G comes, I has to move towards the right position. Okay, you can't draw anywhere. You can't write the elements I, M, G anywhere in the node because you can randomly write, but computer can't write randomly. No. And why we are learning the creation of the B tree? So that after learning, we can implement this concept using the programming languages, right? And computer doesn't have an IQ so that it can generate the variable position. So we'll follow the sequence. When G will come at the arrow position, I will come to know that something is coming there. It has to shift to the next position. For example, if you are using a data structure like array, the ith element has to move to I plus 1th element. Okay. After inserting G, our tree will look like the one shown in the slide. So now let's come to the next step. Step 9. Insertion of U. The arrow indicates the expected position. I don't think now there is any need to explain again why why we are inserting u at this position, because in all the 8 steps we are explained it. So from now onwards, until there will be a level split or something critical, we will be just showing the arrow position and inserting the limits. Now we are inserting u. After the insertion of u at the arrow position, the tree will look like as follows. Friends, come to step 10, insertion of R. See, this is a very crucial stage, because in this step we will be first time introducing the level split. So note carefully. I will be elaborating the step and explaining the algorithm again. So first go to the parent node, compare R with each element. First compare it with D. R is greater than D, go to M. R is greater than M also, go to P. R is greater than P also, go to W. R is less than W. So for R we have to go to the node pointed by the W. So go to the node pointed by the W, child node pointed by W. See, that node contains S, T, U and W. Logically speaking, this R has to come in the leftmost position of this node, that is before S. But what we are seeing, the order was 4 and the node is full. We can't add anything else, right? But the problem here is that we can't provide the node split also, because if we will provide the node split, the highest element will go to the parent node. But we are seeing that parent node is already full. It's already containing D, M, P and W. So we can't apply this node split. Once again I am speaking why we aren't able to apply this node split. The parent is also full and the child needs a split. So if we'll split the node, it won't be possible for the parent to accommodate it. So now we'll come to the level split. It's very easy step. Just we'll do the grouping here. See, first divide the node as usual, ST and UW, right? And write all the nodes in a single line, right? So we'll get the nodes ABCD first node, GIM second node, NP third node, ST fourth node and UW fifth node, right? Now group the first 3 nodes and the last 2 nodes together. So when we'll group the first 3 nodes, they will come under DMP. That is, for these 3 nodes, the parent node will be DMP, and for other 2 nodes, the parent will be TW. Now come to the above level, that is first level. Now the first level also contains 2 nodes, DMP and TW, right? The highest element of these will be taken and put into the parent node of these 2 childs. So if you see the hierarchy, our tree has spread to the 2 levels, right? And you can note in the table. One point to be noted is that once you have started using 3-2 grouping, you will follow it throughout the tree. Don't change it to 2-3 in between. So now as we have created the space for the insertion of R, we will insert it there. See the position of the arrow. Now come to step 11, insertion of K. The same algorithm will follow. Go to the parent node and start comparing. There K is less than P, so it will come to the child pointed by P. Now in the level 1 we have node in which elements are D, M and P. Compare K with these also. K is greater than D and less than M. Hence we will go to the child node pointed by M. In this node, K will come in between I and M because it is greater than I and less than M. So you see the slide. So after the insertion of K, come to the insertion of E. Here, following the previous logic, we know that E has to come between I and K in the level 2. See the arrow position, you'll come to know. Since the node is full, so it is obvious that the split has to occur. But check the order of its parent node. Why we are checking the order of the parent node? Just to confirm whether a node split has to occur or the level split has to occur. Since in the parent node still a space is left, so there is no need for the level split. We'll easily do a node split. See the next step. After the node split, we can easily insert E. E will be inserted at the position indicated by the arrow. See it. When E has to be entered, G and I will make the space by moving right side. So see the effect. So now we can easily insert H, O, L and J following the same previous algorithm. If you still have doubt in the algorithm, you can please rewind the video and check the algorithm how it is working. And the insertion of H, O, L and J is very well indicated in the diagram also. See the effects. So now we come to the insertion of Y. Note this step carefully because there is slight trick happening here. See, go to the parent node again. We'll follow the same basic algorithm. Y is greater than P, so no issues. Now when it comes to the comparison with W, there is a problem. Y is greater than W, and there are only two elements present in this parent node. Hence, one thing is sure that we have to go through this path only, which is through the W. That is, we'll go to the child node followed by W only. Simultaneously, it gives us an indication that when we'll go to the child node, this Y will become the greatest element of that node, right? If it becomes the greatest element of that node, it has to be promoted to the parent node, right? So we get the idea that Y will be replacing W in the parent nodes. So same will happen. See the slides. When it goes to this first level, there we have T and W. Again Y is greater than W. We go to the second level. There we have U and W. Again Y is the greatest element. So we'll be promoting this Y to the parent nodes. From the second level, Y gets promoted to first level. They're replacing W. And from the first level, it goes to the root node. They're again replacing W. See the effects. Now step 14, insertion of Q. Again follow the same algorithm. We'll come to know that Q is greater than P and less than Y in the parent node. So we'll go to the right node, that is Ty. Again it is less than T, so we'll go to the left node, that is at the second level. There it is the smallest character, hence we'll occupy leftmost place in that node. So our tree will be looking like, see in the now step 15, insertion of Z. See, this step is just the replica of step 13. See, here we'll be following the same steps. We'll find that Z will come in the rightmost node, but there it will be the greatest character, so the change has to be reflected in parent node also. So you will see the change. It is just like step 13. If you want to revise the algorithm, see step 13 again. Now step 16, insertion of F. This is a crucial step, so I'll be repeating the algorithm again and again. First go to the parent node. There F is less than P, right? So we'll go to the child node pointed by P. Now we come to TIMP node at the level 1, right? There we find that F is greater than D, right? And less than I. So we have to go to the child node pointed by I. So at level 2 we come to the node containing E, G, H and I. Now F is greater than E and less than G. See the arrow position? Logically F has to come there, right? But there is no space in that node to accommodate it. So one thing is sure, a split has to occur. Now we'll check whether it is a node split or level split. See its parent DIMP. Oh, the order is 4 and already 4 elements are there, so we can't split the node. So now there is a need for the level split again. So we'll, following the previous steps only, we'll split the level. Okay, now you will see the diagram. One thing which is worthy of noting in the previous step was that when we splitted the level, we followed the same pattern, 3-2 pattern, which we used in the previous steps also. When the first time we splitted the level, right? First 3 elements we took and combined. Now 2 elements we combined, right? So 3-2-2. We didn't change the order. The order is same. 3-2 level splitting, right? 3-2. Now after that we can easily insert F. Check the slide. You'll come to know where F will come. After that comes to step 17, insertion of X. Following the same algorithm, we'll find that X has to come in the second level at the rightmost node. But there it's already full, hence node has to split. Again we'll compare the parent node. In the parent node there is a space, hence we can easily split the node. Node split will occur, and after that the tree will look like, let's see. Now after the split we can easily insert X. One thing to be noted is that in its node X is now the highest element, hence the same has to be reflected in its parent node, that is we will be promoting the highest element to the parent node. See the So now we come to the finale step, that is the insertion of V. Here I'll be repeating the whole algorithm again so that if you have any doubt it will be clear. So go to the parent node. We have to insert V. V is greater than I, go to P. V is greater than P also, compare it with Z. Now V is less than Z. So till here it is clear that V has to come to the child node pointed by Z. Right? I hope till now it is clear. Now come to level 1. At level 1, the child pointed by Z is TXZ. Right? Now there again, repeat the comparison. V is greater than T, come to X. V is less than X, right? So we have to come to the child node pointed by X, right? So level 0 and level 1 is clear. Come to level 2. At level 2, we are being pointed at to the child containing U, W and X, right? Now here again the same precision of comparison. Compare V with every element. After comparison, we will find that V has to come in between U and W, right? So insert it there. Simple. So all the 3 levels are over. Now we are done with our farm tree. So friends, finally our tree will look like this. I hope you will be well acquainted with the algorithm till now and will be in position to create your own tree. To improve your grip over it, take an example and practice it. So we are done with the tutorial. Thank you.